Welcome to Casual Swinger. If you're under 18, the following podcast is not appropriate for you. The subjects and language are for mature audiences only. If you're not mature in nature, just make sure you're old enough to vote. We don't take ourselves seriously, ever. No guarantee is given regarding the accuracy of any opinions or statements made on this podcast, our website, or our blog. It's all in fun, folks. This isn't Dr. Phil. Now, consider yourself, the listener, properly advised.
Hey everybody, welcome to Casual Swinger. My name's Mickey.
And I'm Mallory.
Are you?
I still am.
I'm going to have to scream that name later.
Please do. I love it when that happens.
What's up everybody? Welcome to episode 8 of season 2. We call it Singlerarity.
Why is it rarity?
Well, there's a lot of reasons, right? So we're talking... This is back-to-back episodes for us. This is really different. So we're doing 2 days of episodes. We're dropping one today, and we're dropping one tomorrow.
Ooh.
Today's the unicorn's perspective, and we all know unicorns are rare.
Right?
Right? And then tomorrow is the single guy's perspective. So single rarities because a great unicorn, well, those fuckers are rare.
Yeah, but single guys aren't so rare in the lifestyle. However, quality singles.
Oh, hard to find.
Hard to find.
Or good to find.
Wonderful to find.
So a hard man is good to find. But yeah, so we're gonna talk to a couple of cool people. We've got a unicorn joining us today. Her name is Nicole, and we have a single guy joining us tomorrow. His name is Tyler, and they're gonna talk about what they think the lifestyle is about for them as a single, and we thought we'd bring that to you guys and let them kind of articulate their perspectives. Plus, we know both of them.
Exactly, and I think they're prime examples of how to do single in the lifestyle. So really excited to share that with our listeners today. So let's go through some housekeeping stuff. Do you mind?
Oh, no. Let's do some housekeeping because I suck at it.
Well, we're going to do a shout out to Ray and Dee over at Euphoria Chronicles. They have a code for you guys to use on our store, Casual Toys, that gets you 20% off your entire order. What's great about this code is not only do you get a discount, but they donate the proceeds, right?
Yeah, we give them a little piece, and they give it to charity.
Yeah.
So, when they approached us about that, Dee came to us because she's such a sweetheart, and she's like, "Look,
my heart.
I would love to help you guys promote your store. What can we do for our charities?" I'm like, fuck yeah. So yeah, we give them a little piece to give to charity. So basically, if you use that code, we don't make shit, but the charity does.
That's fine with us. That's fine with us. We
it.
love these guys. So if you go to casualtoys.com, shop and use the code Euphoria. That's EUPHORIA.
Yes, that girl can spell. It's so hot when she does it, too.
Actually, I can just read.
Right? Oh, there's that, too.
I had to write it down.
We've got so many things coming up. We actually had to write down our schedule with all the stuff we have coming up, like Podcast-A-Palooza.
Whoop. I cannot wait to be in Miami in May. Literally my favorite month to be in South Florida. It's the most perfect weather. And trust me, I'm a native here.
Yeah, all the flowers are blooming, right? Night blooming jasmine, all that stuff happens down there.
So good. But what's really great is that the humidity is not overwhelming. It's still nice and warm. You could be naked. You could be in your swimsuit. You can get a tan.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it really is perfect. But I found out
go ahead.
when we were reviewing the categories that some of these are already sold out for Podcast-A-Palooza.
Yes, they are. There are already room categories that are sold out. And by the way, what is Podcast-A-Palooza? Just so you know, guys. It is a gathering of bloggers and podcasters who are going to be presenting to you guys on different topics. But there's pool parties, topless pool parties.
Boobies.
I love boobies. Right, topless pool parties. There's going to be themes. There's going to be, Miami.
Sessions, breakouts.
Yeah, I'm just like so many cool things. You got to do it. You got to go to Podcast-A-Palooza. It's going to be
It's going to be awesome. So a few people that you're going to see there. Our friends over at Swinging Down Under.
Right,
Swinger Diaries. Yeah. We got a thing. Sex Uninterrupted, Monogamous Marriage, Sex Because, Sapphic Swingers, Average Swingers, and Bed Hoppers.
All right. I love Average Swingers. I can't wait to see you guys in October. If you guys are listening to this, I got to tell you guys this is like totally off topic, but in October, it's Mickey's birthday. Mickey's me. And my beautiful wife got me tickets to see Wade Bowen in just outside of Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
So the first thing we did is reach out to Jay and Angie and go, hey guys, want to go to a concert? They're like, not really, but we want to hang out with y'all.
Aw, I love them so much. So yeah, Mickey's a huge Texas country fan. It just happened to be his birthday weekend. So like the universe blessed us with the opportunity to hang out with those guys. So we're really excited.
I'm excited to see Wade, but I'm really excited to see these guys too. So that's going to be fucking awesome. Oh, you know what? Another one for Podcast-A-Palooza. If you haven't met the lady half of monogamish marriage, she is stunning. She is, I think, one of the most naturally beautiful people I've ever met in a lifestyle.
Okay. Secret time, Mickey has a crush.
I do. I'm not going to lie. She is. You know what, though? She's so nice and
they
smart
both are
and genuine.
They're beautiful people. Sometimes you're in someone else's presence and you actually feel the warmth and kindness that come off of them, like just that genuine thing. And before we spoke 2 words, I could feel their presence.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just something that draws me to them. And I can't wait to be in the same place as them again.
And she's so hot
Very
and stupid,
excited.
too. So I'm just, there's that, too. But anyway, what about Hedo? We've got Hedo trips coming up. You know, we love Hedo here on Casual Swinger.
I'm already lining out outfit ideas, and I'm working with other people who you're throwing like noodles at the wall to figure out, because we have our own theme nights.
Oh my God, we have some really good ones, too.
Dude, we have this ABC night, anything but clothes, which is usually a challenge, but like the ideas that are coming through are fantastic. So super excited about that. And that's for our upcoming November trip.
I'm going to wear a mac and cheese box on my penis.
I love it.
It's going to be it.
I love it.
But we're going in November 2019. We actually are sold out for November 2019, but we can still get rooms because some of the other TAs down there have rooms to sell. So if you guys haven't done that, I also know that iOS Connections in November, which is a week that overlaps ours, has some rooms to sell.
Correct.
So if you want to go and you want to party with us or our friends in the Dirty Pervs or with the Rascals, November still has a couple of rooms left, and that's right around the corner, 43 days away.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Oh, I totally forgot to like start exercising and stuff.
Oh shit, we better do that now.
So yeah.
Quick, sit-ups.
Yeah, right. How many crunches do I need to do between now and November to have a washboard stomach?
I may need
I think it's in the millions.
It's in the millions.
It's probably in the tens of millions. Anywho, but can't come in November. There's always February.
And there's February 2020.
Yeah.
That's right around the corner. And we're doing it again with the Rascals. That's going to be another sellout week. February is so fucking busy at Hedo. It's just absolutely crazy. So.
Yeah, but I mean, talk about if you live anywhere where it gets cold or snows, talk about the perfect time to get some reprieve.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, get me the hell out of the snow. I don't want to be anywhere near that stuff. And last but not least, and this is, it's kind of sad, our friends at Swinging Down Under, who we love to pieces, and our friends, that couple next door, who, speaking of hot.
Don't make me cry, okay?
Okay. No, Kay's hot too. But my point is, I must be horny this morning, and you already gave me some. So how did that happen?
All right, you're digressing.
I am. But those guys are not going to be able to join us at Hedo in June 2020. But we're still going. We're going with iOS Connections. Things are going to change up a little bit in terms of the name, but the week is still there. It's still on the website. Come over there and check it out. This is going to be a really interesting thing, right? Leave the kids at home because it's summer.
Absolutely.
Fuck them. Drop them off with grandma.
Yes. So this trip is actually different in a lot of ways. We love our Rascals, and they're a lifestyle-friendly group. So you have a mix of everybody. This is a more lifestyle-focused group.
Agreed.
And there's no guarantee that you go on a trip like this and you have to play. That's not how it works.
No.
Not even a little bit. But it does help create that environment where you're all together in the same place at the same time, and you have that commonality.
Yes.
So
and you never know, right? I mean, we'll do some stuff like name necklaces with some colors on them to help people figure out what to do. And we've got some really cool entertainment teed up for that week.
Oh yeah, Chuck and Julie Lane.
That's right. They are that's a dirty magic show.
Yes, sexy lifestyle magicians.
Yeah.
So cool.
Super, super cool. And last but not least, just coming up here on October 11th and 12th in Kissimmee, Florida, join us in iOS Connections at Secrets Hideaway, which is the coolest swinger club in Florida.
They are there all weekend, and Mickey and I will be joining them on Saturday, October 12th for the pool party during the day, and then helping them in the evening for the Save the Tatas event, which is a great event. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Perfect timing, great party, lots of boobies.
Love boobies.
So please, if you're in the area, come see us, come join us, come party.
Yeah, great DJs, Taylor Time and Be Smooth. We're going to do a live podcast. We got all kinds of crazy shit going on. But hey, enough with the ads
Okay.
already.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get to the meat of what we're going to be talking about today.
Mallory would like to get to the meat, folks. Can we get to the meat?
Where's the beef?
So, hey, this is a cool piece we've wanted to do for a while. We never really had the chance since we didn't have, a great guy to balance it out, right? We've always known unicorns. We have a few in the Rascals. We know a few from Hedo, but that's just why we call it Singlerarity. And we're going to start with ladies first. So tell us about Nicole, Mallory.
So Nicole is a wonderful friend that we met at Hedonism in Jamaica. Shocker, folks, right? I think must seem like we live there. But we've been really blessed to meet a variety of human beings that have enriched our life, and she's definitely one of them. I think Mickey describes her as 3'6" with a delicious booty.
That pretty much sums her up there.
But she also has this really magnetic personality. The girl loves living life, and just being in her presence makes you happier through osmosis, I believe. She's got a great story. She was in the lifestyle as a couple. She's in the lifestyle now as a single. And she really went through some trials and tribulations to really attribute to where she's at in her life. And it didn't stop her from turning it around and going, I want to live the best version of my life, and I'm going to live it to its fullest, and I'm going to be unapologetic about it. But she also is not in the business of hurting other people, right?
Not at all.
So this is the convergence of all the wonderful things, and I'm probably sounding a little crazy here and putting her on a pedestal, but I admire her and I love the empowerment I see in her. And as a woman in general, much respect. She's definitely one of my heroes. When, she told me that story, I was just in awe. It was one of those, you laugh, you cry, you hug, you play with each other's boobs.
Boobies.
Yeah.
For me, I love seeing somebody that takes control of their life and their future and themselves and owns their sexuality. It's one of my favorite things that you do, Mallory. And, for her having, those struggles, it was like she was born again.
Yeah.
When she took control, and it was like the beginning of a new life for her. So it's like she talks about her life like there was one, and now there's this one.
Yeah, like a phoenix.
I love that.
Rising out of the ashes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's why we love her, and we wanted to bring her here to you guys for Singlerarity. We're going to talk about what it means to be a responsible single lady, safety during travel, and making long-lasting relationships in the lifestyle. I think you guys are going to enjoy it, and you're going to enjoy her. So what else? Well, we got to do the other side of this thing, right? Because we have Nicole, so we have to talk about your friend Tyler.
Aw, Tyler's amazing. He's a wonderful guy that I met some time ago, and it's kind of funny. You teed that up for me.
I did. I actually, Mallory had been talking for a long time about, maybe wanting to have a little me time, a little time to play. And I'm a fan, right? I love when she gets off, and I love when she takes her empowerment to the next level and really takes ownership of her sexuality, just like we talked about with Nicole. So we had been reached out to, and this is something that we are actually kind of against. Yeah. Like when guys reach out to us and our profile says not to, that's kind of a strike. That's strike one right there. Like reaching out to us, and when we asked you not to, we kind of like looking for them ourselves. However, one guy reached out to us, and he was so respectful and just so cool. He was like, hey, look, I know you're not interested in me, but I have to tell you all the reasons I love your profile. I just moved here. This is like a year and a half ago. I just moved to the area, and I would really love, to hang out and have a beer. Right? He's like, nothing, no lifestyle stuff. I just love being around lifestyle people, and you guys seem like a blast. And I was like, look, we're going to put a pin in that one, and we're going to hang on to it.
Yep. And, it just happened to work out, that approach with no pressure and that genuine tone, right? Because you don't know somebody until you get to know somebody, right?
Yeah.
You have to take a gamble and put yourself out there. And I could have showed up, met this guy, and be like, he's a D-bag. He's just here to, he doesn't give a shit what's between my ears. He wants to know what's between my legs. So
yeah, but he did.
And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that if that's your ballywick. It's just not mine.
Well, and he did a really good job, right? I mean, so I went back to the well and I said, hey, you reached out to us some time ago. Here's what's up. We're considering this. Would you like to reestablish this conversation and see how it goes? And first of all, he was like,
I was totally embarrassed to do it myself.
Yeah, Mallory apparently is the worst swinger in the universe.
Dude, my flirt game is hurting.
Flirt game is Yeah, it's doo-doo. So I just kind of teed it up, and he's like, well, how do you want to do this? You know, do you want to be a part of the conversation? Should I copy you on every message I send her? You know, he said, whatever makes you comfortable, Mickey. And I was like, dude, no, I trust her, but thank you. And I kind of said, wait a minute, you know, this guy's pretty cool. And he's doing all the right things. And this is kind of how we brought him to be a part of the Singlerarity, because he did such a good job. And there's
He
so
really
many
did.
issues.
He hit all the high notes plus some I never even thought of. So
Yeah, and that week, you did go out with him, and you did have some fun. You broke the roller coaster. What did it cost me? Like 3 days of no.
I couldn't even sit down. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it was intense. There was a lot of passion, which is great, and that's chemistry that you can't, just pull out of thin air.
Yeah,
right.
You can't make that shit up.
No, you can't.
No,
so
it's crazy. So
I had a great time.
And see what else is going on. Well, so this is kind of new, right? We're traveling like crazy this week. I'm going to Arizona.
Yep, I'll be out in the Midwest.
Yeah, you're going back to the Midwest. So, and that, that's not lifestyle travel. That's just work. You did have a birthday.
I did have a birthday, and it was so wonderful. And thank you, everyone who sent well wishes and kind words. I'm such a squishy person on the inside. It literally, like, I was laying there in bed at night, and I just felt like on top of the world. I was floating with the outpouring of love. So thank you so much.
I think it was freaking awesome.
And also, speaking of floating, Twinkle Toes over there.
Yeah, I got her ballroom dancing lessons.
Oh.
We're going to shake our shit.
Oh, ladies, my heart literally melted. I've been waiting 13 years to dance with this wonderful man.
I don't know about wonderful, but I'm going to do my best.
Even if we suck, it's going to be fun.
Oh, you're going to suck. We're talking about two different things again, aren't we?
Come on, but I'm also going to tape up my toes.
Yeah, I'll probably stomp. Just wear some steel-toed boots. It's fine. It'll go with the dress.
Perfect.
Yeah, well, anyways, guys, we got to get to the good stuff here. We want you to meet Nicole. She's the unicorn with a booty. Let us know if you loved it and check her out in the show notes. We've got lots of information for her. And tune in tomorrow where you're going to meet Tyler, the single guy who actually got Mallory's attention, which is pretty tough to do. Mallory, you want to tell everybody where they can find us, and we'll come back with Nicole?
Sounds great. Hey, we're Casual Swinger everywhere, guys. Look for us on social media. That includes Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also find us on SLS, SDC, Cassidy, Double Date Nation. And are we on Quiver now?
Yeah, we are, actually.
Excellent Quiver. Check out our website, casualswinger.com. And if you'd like to shoot us a note, podcast@casualswinger. If you love us and want to tell us about it, please consider leaving a review on iTunes.
Wow, that is such a mouthful. I don't know how you do it, and you never miss anything.
I love mouthfuls, though.
Yeah, I like when you
oral fixation.
Here we go again. Hey, everybody, we'll be back right after this. You're listening to Casual Swinger.
Hey guys, welcome back to Casual Swinger. Mallory here.
Oh, this is Mickey.
And we have a guest for you.
Oh, we do. So this is the first part of a two-part series. We talked about this a little bit earlier for you guys. We're calling this Singlerarity. Singlerarity, we're talking about unicorns and single guys and really just the ones that stand out. Maybe some of the ones that we've met across, this country as we've traveled around, but what it means to be a single in the lifestyle. It's kind of crazy. And that person that we brought for you guys today is from World Exotic Travel. She's a travel agent. We met her on the beach in Jamaica. She's that girl that backed into the lifestyle because her ass is so fine. Nicole, how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I love that introduction.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's my favorite. Nicole, thank you so much for joining us today. When I think of, prime examples of people who take the single lifestyle and maximize it and approach it ethically, you're definitely one of those folks that come to mind.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So single ladies in the lifestyle are often referred to as unicorns because they're so rare. How would you describe yourself? Would you describe yourself as a unicorn?
Oh, definitely. Definitely a unicorn. Very bi-friendly. not bi-curious, though I am curious in certain situations.
Where I'm
That makes
furious.
sense.
Yeah, Mallory's definitely furious. That's crazy.
Like,
So, hey, real quick, tell us what your definition of a unicorn is. Because, people can go to our Swingtionary on casualswinger.com and see what a unicorn is. But why don't you tell people, what does it mean to you to be a unicorn?
For me, being a unicorn is a bisexual single female in the lifestyle. But it doesn't mean that I'm always with a woman. Doesn't mean I'm always with couples. And it doesn't mean that I'm just going to be with a single man.
Oh, you're twice as likely to get a date, huh?
3 times as likely.
Love it. Love it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this next one if you don't mind. I want to know what experience, thought, fantasy brought you actually into the lifestyle as a single woman?
As a single, I was kind of thrusted into it. I actually started out as a couple, and I was seeing somebody, and he was seeing somebody else and said, hey, this other girl I'm seeing is interested in a threesome with another girl. Would you be interested? And I said, sure. And here I am.
Wow, that's the definition of ripping the top off of Pandora's box, isn't it?
Literally.
Right? Or just opening Nicole's box. So, I mean, that brought you in, but obviously that relationship didn't work out because you're single now. So, I mean, how did that evolve? What kept you in the lifestyle?
Definitely the people. I did give it a hard thought when we separated because I walked into this as a couple. And when we separated, I thought, do I still want to be a part of this? And said, nope, I don't want to do this anymore. And 2 days later, I went back to the club that I usually go to and said, I need to be around my friends. And here are my friends. And here are the people that I love. And I love the environment. So I'm staying.
So as a unicorn, would you say that most of your experiences have been positive or negative? And tell us a little bit about your experience as a whole and how long you've been what we call now consensually non-monogamous. How long you've been doing it, and have your experiences been good?
For the most part, yes. They've been all positive experiences. Everybody wants to meet a unicorn, so I'm taking advantage of that.
Amen. I think you're definitely a rare breed. The most sought after object. I don't know how to describe it. What would you call it? Not object, because that's a little offensive.
Status?
No,
Status?
I mean, we all objectify each other in a sense in this because for a couple, you have your significant other and everything else is just an addition to. There is objectification, which is not negative at all.
Right
yeah,
on.
I'm sorry. I just jumped on.
That's okay.
It's all good. All good. No
Hey,
worries.
Live conversation is tough to have. But,
Yeah.
And we triple over ourselves all the time. Ask our listeners how many times they've heard me go.
Yeah, literally, he's over there thumbing his lips right now. So you say it's mostly positive, and when I think about non-monogamy and the lifestyle community, like I can't help but draw this parallel between what it's like to date in the single life, because I feel like those experiences in those environments are probably a little more negative and a little more potentially hostile than they are in the lifestyle. I think there's a sense of security inside this community that gives singles a more, I don't know, positive environment to operate inside of.
Definitely. It is more positive within the lifestyle community as a single person. I'm not judged when I'm with somebody and somebody else comes up and I walk away with that person. Nobody bats an eye. And being single going into the vanilla world and explaining this to somebody, I'd say about 75% of the time I don't ever talk to them again once I bring this up. And I'm okay with that because this is where I want to be. I have had some remarks made, and I just smile and say, I'm not everybody's shot of whiskey, but I am for some, and those are the ones I want to be around.
And they drink the whole fucking bottle, don't they?
Yeah, by the way, I love
Yeah,
whiskey.
they do.
I don't know if you know this, but
Mallory's a whiskey drinker.
all right, I'm going to turn my perv down a little bit
Just a
and get back to the
No,
question.
I like it where it is.
Like, I love you, woman. So, do you have like any defining moments that gave you like an aha or an ooh in the lifestyle, or even like a woo fucking who? Like,
I think the first really empowering moment for me as a woman in the lifestyle not as a couple or as a single, but as a woman. It was my first trip to Hedonism in Jamaica, my favorite place to be. I was walking down by the nude pool and stopped, and I was talking to this lady, and she looked at me and she said, "Do you believe he wasn't going to lick before he stuck it?" And I was dumbfounded and in awe, and I thought, I can get away with saying this here.
That's great.
Because it is about women. And I was just so empowered hearing her say that and meaning it. It was one of the best moments. It was the biggest aha moment for me as a woman in the lifestyle.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that one must lick it before he sticks it?
Yes.
I love that song.
I'd never heard anybody say that before. And when she said it, I was like, oh, I just gasped a little, and I fell in love with her and, just all of her, because she was just such a strong, powerful woman saying that. You don't hear that.
Isn't that like so hot though when you see that happen, in or out of the community, vanilla or not, like when they're just so free like that?
Yes.
It's a turn on.
She was sticking to what she wanted, and she wasn't going to settle for anything else. And I was like, wow, we can do that.
And you know who wasn't sticking it?
This isn't working.
The guy that wasn't sticking it was the one that didn't lick it.
Correct.
So, I mean, in a public setting, how do you identify yourself as a unicorn, whether it's a lifestyle event or at Hedo? I mean, I get it. Like, after a few days, you realize that the people following you are, because you're like the Pied Piper, that guys just follow you around all over the place. So, like, how do you identify yourself as a unicorn if you want to meet a couple or if you want to meet a guy?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you bat those eyeballs and guys come running, but tell me, how do you identify? How do people find you?
First off, thank you very much. I absolutely adore you. I'm going to adore you forever for everything you just said. But,
I'm playing the long ball game here, folks. That's how this works.
Such a flirt.
Get a podcast, say nice things, get laid by Mickey Casual Swinger.
He didn't even have to talk, and he was still going to get laid. You can go with the obligatory headband with the unicorn horn on it. And people look at you and they say, "Are you a unicorn?" Yes, I'm a unicorn. But I have the shirt and I have all sorts of stuff that have the unicorn on it to make me stand out a little bit when I want to. Other times, you're in a group of people and somebody will say, "Well, who are you here with?" And I pipe up and say, "Nobody. I'm here by myself." And everybody gets quiet and they look at you and they say, "You're here by yourself?" "Yes, I'm a unicorn." And that's when everybody starts to smile. And they're like, "Well, hello."
Is that when you say like their eyeballs spin and all the sevens line up like they hit the jackpot?
Cha-ching.
Yes.
I love that you use something that's a call to action that's nonverbal, like the headband with a unicorn. So it inspires conversation for people to approach you and ask that question. So that's actually really good advice if, there's a single lady out there who's going, I'm standing here and no one's really approaching me. And maybe I'm not comfortable approaching them, not knowing what their situation is. So that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. So as a unicorn, though, I mean, and there's a lot of ways to do it, right? I think I want to say Mallory had a shirt that said, "I'm here to fucking chew gum and I'm all out of gum," or something like that.
Yes.
I mean, we had something like that.
I love it.
Not everybody's going to wear a shirt or a unicorn horn.
Fair.
If you didn't want to be obvious about it, how would you approach a couple? And say, "Hey, by the way, I'm here alone and I think one of you is gorgeous." How do you have that conversation? And is that something that you do?
I'm very careful with couples.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
I don't approach that way. I'll start to talk to both partners together. And I kind of read body language, definitely read body language, making sure everybody's comfortable. And then I'll hit up with, "So what are you into?" So just keep watching them. But I like to do it with both people together, because I don't want to make one feel slighted that they weren't involved in the initial conversation, that, they're taking one for the team. So I make sure they're both there when I approach them. I try to. I really do. But, sometimes we're all drunk and you just start talking to somebody. And as soon as they mention they have a partner, I'm like, "Bring them over."
Let's do this.
I love that because you're using some of those nonverbal cues to see if it's the right timing to open up that conversation and going ahead and calling attention to it and bringing it out to the open instead of, waiting for something implied or for somebody else to approach the conversation. I love that you take control of that.
Or you have to, because there's a lot of times where I think wives or girlfriends are really pushed into a circumstance where they don't want to be, where they're not comfortable. So if I'm getting the vibe that they don't want any part of this and they're just doing it to appease him, I'll excuse myself. And you can pick up on that very easily by their eyes or body language. If they're tugging at him, maybe stepping beside him even more or behind him or looking away, not being involved in the conversation, I just excuse myself.
Gotcha. Would you say that's maybe one of the biggest challenges you faced as, a single, tackling, ethical non-monogamy, or did it spawn any other challenges, or have you come across any others?
I think that's the biggest one, is just making sure that everybody's on the same path, that they both want the same thing. I've had a lot of circumstances where men will bring their wives over to meet me and they're just not feeling it. And sometimes the wives will even say, you know what, can you just take him? Because I don't want to do anything right now. Or they'll say, I'm not interested in this, but please take him off my hands for an hour. I need to be left alone.
You're like husband daycare center at your service.
Right.
Yeah.
This guy can come 6 times in an afternoon. I only need 3. Would you please take these 3? Right?
Yes, I do get that a lot. And I'm happy to help out there, because sometimes being with couples it's a lot of work.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a second, because, part of Singlerarity, which is what this episode is called, is talking to singles that we respect, people that we've met out there in the lifestyle, and obviously you're one of those people. So I want to know, as a great example of how to single right, how to do it right in the lifestyle, what is it that you think makes you successful? Because I think you're wildly successful at being single in the lifestyle.
And ethical, yes.
And ethical, yeah. You're very ethical about it. Everybody knows who you are, and they know that you're not there to take anybody's husband away. So
God, no. I don't want that again.
What is it that makes you successful?
I think it's because I include everybody in the conversation. I don't try to exclude anybody in it. That's the worst feeling. And I've been there. I know what it feels like to be excluded in that. And when you're part of a couple, you, as the wife or the girlfriend, you still want to be the main focus. So I do try to direct my focus more towards the woman. Like I said, I am very bi. And that's another thing. I really have to click with the woman to be with the man also. If there's no chemistry with her, it's not going to happen with him.
Gotcha.
Unless they have one of those where, he's allowed to go off on his own. But if it's part of a couple, I'm not clicking. I don't really have to click with him, but I really have to click with her, and vice versa.
I think I can completely relate to that. I mean, because it's not like we went to like swinger college to learn this kind of etiquette. In a lot of ways, we've either been on the opposite side of that equation.
Oh, you got all the D's in swinger college. All the D's.
All the D's. I'm a slut. But a lot of times we learn it by either being that other person on the other side and having that learning curve, or seeing it happen, and by osmosis, talking about this in communities and with each other to, continue being better at non-monogamy here. So would you say you learned through experience and conversation, or is this something that you approach as a standard? I mean, did you read books, forums? How did you come up with your list of ethics in this process?
Oh, my ethics came from my own experiences as a couple. When women would just approach my ex like I wasn't even there, and he'd say, "Come on, let's get to your room." And I'd look at him like he was crazy. I don't even know her. She hasn't spoken 2 words with me. There's no way I'm going back to her room with the 3, the 2 of you. It's not happening. When I became single, I thought, okay, I'm not going to do that to somebody else. I hated the way it felt. And I thought it was pretty crappy that I had to come about my way being single that way. But, I mean, for everybody else, it's pretty awesome. They don't have to worry about me sneaking behind or, just coming up to, you would never have to worry about me coming up to Mickey and saying, hey, let's go back to a room without saying anything to you. I always come out and say, hi, I'm I'm Nicole, do my little spiel, and who are you here with? I always want to know up front if they're with somebody or not, and then I want to talk to them right away. I don't ever want anybody to think that there was a hidden agenda anywhere, and I definitely don't want to keep them.
Please take this back. I'm done with it.
Short-term leaves, please.
So that kind of leads us to the next question and conversation here about doing it wrong. So when it comes to being a single in the lifestyle, and I think this probably goes for men and women, but from your perspective, what's something not to do? And we've got a couple of things here, so we're going to ask you a couple of things. Specifically as relates to other singles in the lifestyle. What's a do not do as a single female? What's one of those things you go, don't fucking do that?
God, there really isn't any don'ts, is there?
Then it's just let her rip, huh?
Like, hey, do you have an hour or two to spare? I recall one time walking back to my room and I saw this hot guy sitting on the steps, and I said, do you want to go fuck for a while? And he said, sure. I don't think I even got his name.
That's fantastic.
Oh, epic.
I kind of think
That's
the
ballsy.
do not do for a unicorn for a female is probably more related to don't give them hope that isn't there, right? Because I think maybe single guys that are lifestyle would love to meet a girl that's in the lifestyle, but if you're not into it for more than just getting laid, you should probably say so, right?
Oh, well, things happen. So even if you say everything evolves and things evolve out of your control when it comes to that aspect. I've met somebody and we both are very similar in how we are in a lifestyle, but when we're together, we're kind of together, but we'll be with other people and we meet up, and I think that's been evolving in a weird space. And I wasn't sure how I felt about it, but I'm enjoying it.
So your kitty and your heart are connected.
Yeah, and it's kind of gross. But
oh, it's not. You're perfect however you are.
But I love being a single unicorn, but I also like them. So it's gross. It's all gross.
Whatever. So let me ask you this. I'm gonna make this a little more complicated. How do you approach jealousy, and what do you not do in an environment where it rears its head as a single person? If you come across, let's say, a couple or someone else that has that jealous bone, what advice can you say? Don't do this, or maybe do approach it this way in that environment? Because we've seen it. It's rare, but it does happen.
It does. It does happen. I try not to be involved with it. And you can always pick up on it. And I just try to distance myself from that couple. Thinking about it, I have been involved in something similar. I was with a couple once, and the next time we met up, I picked up this horrible vibe from the wife. So I backed off, and I even said to the husband, I don't like the vibe I'm getting from her. I think you really need to focus on her, say hi to me, whatever. But, let's just leave it at that and keep our distance, because I want her to feel more secure. And we're all friends again, which is really nice. She, picked up on, okay, she's not after him. And so you have to pull away from it. You really have to distance yourself from that couple.
Okay.
So she feels more secure about it.
And to me, that makes sense, because you can't therapy it out of them. You can't fix it, but you can acknowledge that it exists and take yourself out of the equation and let them handle whatever it is they need to do, and try not, and definitely don't force the issue is what I'm getting.
Oh God, no, because when you confront it like that, especially at the resorts or conventions, wherever you're at, I think it just amplifies the situation. And just walking away from it and having the no contact really helps to subdue. And it does, I think, empowers the wife again, or the girlfriend, that, okay, yeah, this this is my territory and I've got it back. And but you just have to distance yourself, and you don't want to be the person who goes in, especially as a single female, going, oh no, it's all right. You just shut up, walk away. There's just some things that you can just drop, and that's one of them. Just walk away from it.
So let's talk about something that's a little bit different, right? Most of our listeners, they probably figured out that, our real names are not Mickey and Mallory, right? Natural born swingers, that's us. But we kind of hide behind a veil, just like a lot of us in the lifestyle do. A lot of us in the lifestyle stand behind that veil of secrecy because of how we're concerned about being treated by people whose, honestly, it's none of their fucking business how we do sex. It's none of their business what we do, how we do it, where we do it. The number one thing I want to change about sexuality is that other people think mine is their business. It's not. Now, that said, have you had trouble in the vanilla world with being outed or being single in the lifestyle? And tell me about effects that maybe it had on your relationships.
I am very open about being in the lifestyle. My vanilla friends know about it. People at work pretty much know about it. I work in the mental health industry during the day, so for them, it's more acceptable. I'm very fortunate in that aspect, where they look at it as it's empowering because I'm taking charge of my sexuality and my life. So you go. And they know I go to nudist resorts, to vacation, joke in the offices. Nicole never has to pack her swimsuit when she goes on vacation.
Well, I just wondered if it's had an effect on your relationships.
Relationship-wise, trying to date in the vanilla world, being in the lifestyle, it's a sexual positive lifestyle. I don't want my time wasted, and I don't want to waste somebody else's time. So, I'll start talking to somebody, and I feel like it's clicking, that I like him. Maybe it has the potential down the road maybe to go somewhere, and it's not just a one-night stand. I'll say, okay, this is who I am. I'm into this sex-positive lifestyle. I go to these resorts. I go on these vacations. These are the clubs that I visit. And then I usually say after that, but I don't want you to ask me any questions right now. What I want you to do is hang up with me, Google everything I just told you, think about some questions you have for me, and call me tomorrow if you want to ever talk to me again.
I love that.
And I found that works so well, because I've just given this person an out, a clear out. And I'm always shocked that they do call me back. I do get, like 50% of the guys will call me back, which is always shocking to me, because I figure, this is where I'm going to lose them. And the questions are never as obscene as I imagine they're going to be. In my head, I'm always thinking he's going to ask me about having a threesome or being with a woman. I'm always there. I'm always ready for those questions. And I have yet to get that. I usually get something on the line of, how did you get into this? And you seem so strong and independent. I get that comment a lot, that, maybe it isn't that bad. And I'm really interested. And the one question that I always do get is, do you think if we were together, you could be monogamous?
And I got that question from Mallory when we first met. She wanted to know if I could give it up. She said, if I asked you to, would you? What was my answer, by the way?
If that's what we needed to succeed in our relationship,
I'd be there.
You'd absolutely do it. But I would never ask that of you. It was a really interesting conversation to have, because I wanted to know how involved in your life this was, because I was so oblivious to what it really looked like, right? I came into it with that stereotype and with my taboos that surrounded it, because, that's what I knew. Mm-hmm. And I was
tea party.
Yeah, exactly. Like, is this going to scale? And, is this going to be what I want as well? Because I think it's great that you rip the Band-Aid off, you put it all out there, you leave it on the field, you have them look at it, digest it, and go, okay, no guilt. This is who I am. This is how I want to live my life. I'm unabashed and unapologetic about it. But I also feel like I owe it to you to be upfront and put it out there and allow you to make that decision for yourself. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
You know why I never do key parties? Why I'd never do one even if they still had them?
Because we don't actually have keys anymore. Everything's digital.
Nobody's got fucking keys. The door opens when you touch the damn handle. Now,
it's reading your mind.
And it's like, what the hell? But you know what? If somebody did have keys, I'd get some dude's keys.
You'd get Frank.
Damn it, Kyle.
You'd get Frank's keys.
Oh, it'd be, God damn it, Frank. Why are you here, Frank? Why can't I get Sheila's keys? Sheila never gives me her
I got
keys.
Sheila's keys.
You got Sheila's keys, you bitch. I got Frank's keys. That's exactly what would happen.
Oh, I love it.
That is.
So I have to admit, Nicole, when we were talking there and you were referencing the questions that they would come back and ask you versus what you thought they were, my mind was totally there thinking about what is your preferred play style, whether it's couples or singles or what.
Oh, it's whatever the moment is. You know, I've definitely learned you don't go into a situation with a plan. Plans never work out. Like when you go somewhere thinking, all right, this is what I'm going to do, it never works out that way, and then you disappoint yourself. But if you go into a situation with an open mind, and everybody's got a great energy flowing, things will happen that you didn't imagine you were going to do that night. And I love that. I love it when somebody makes you feel very comfortable and secure in the moment, and you just start doing things, and they're always epic times. They're always the best stories that you have.
My masturbatory highlight reel is almost strictly Mallory doing the shit she never thought she would do. Like, when that happens, she's like, so this happened, and I'm like,
I love those. I love those moments when you're thinking, you're in the middle of the act and you're thinking, I don't know how I got here, but I'm so utterly happy right now. I could not be happier at this moment. I've got all this going on, and this is perfect. And if I would have stuck to my plan, it never would have happened.
no. And there's no way for a guy on the air on audio formats to successfully imitate an orgasm without sounding terrible. I'm over here going. I mean, what? You just can't make it sound right. I look like a jackass when I do it. I sound like a jackass when I do it.
You know, we have to ask that guy, Michael. I can't think of his last name, but he was on Police Academy because I bet he'd have a great sound effect canned
I'm
like
going
ready
to
to
reach
go.
out to him tomorrow. I'm going to hit his agent up and be like, I need an orgasm sound. Can you do that for me? All right. So real quick, speaking of orgasms and sounds and all this stuff, Mallory has this go bag, which is her staple for play dates, guys, girls, couples, whatever she wants to do. I kind of let her do her thing, but she's got toys, lubes, condoms, hair ties, mints, a vacuum cleaner. She's like this kinky Mary Poppins that runs up into this joint. So I got to know, Nicole, what's in your go bag?
My go bag. I love my go bag, and I always have my go bag with me when I'm at these resorts and conventions. It always has lube in it, of course, breath mints or gum, one or the other. Hygiene wipes. Definitely hygiene wipes, because sometimes you're not in a spot where you can go and do your little cleanup in the bathroom. It's just not going to happen. But a lot of us don't feel comfortable unless we can at least clean ourselves a little bit. I mean, especially
let's call it what it is. At a minimum, we need a horse bath. Come on.
A minor horse bath.
Yes, a horse bath.
There you go.
Yes.
So you don't leave trails in your husband's seat of his car?
We're going to talk about that later.
Sometimes it's a toy. It just depends. If you're with two guys, you don't need a toy.
Oh,
But
wow.
No, you need an ice pack and an energy drink.
The Brazilian.
How many is a Brazilian again? I'm just kidding.
You've never had a Brazilian. You've only had a million.
So, side note, secret time. My birthday was the other day, and I get this really cute birthday card in the mail from Rachel of Rachals, Rascals, and Jim. And literally, there's two Barbies on there. And she goes, I just slept with a Brazilian. And she goes, how many is that again? And I know it's an old joke, but it fucking makes me crack up every time I see it. So,
I
it was
love
on
that
my mind.
one.
Oh, it's a classic. So, all right. So if I had to imagine myself, heaven forbid, Mickey's like, Mal, you're out. I'm done. I don't see myself never being in the lifestyle. I think that I will always have a part in it. And as a single, what platforms would I use to go out there and meet other people? Would it be online? Would it be events, meet and greets? Would it be the vanilla world? What do you use and what do you think is the most successful platform for singles?
Dating in the vanilla lifestyle and in our fun lifestyle or sex positive lifestyle is pretty much the same. It sucks.
Really? It sucks?
Yes.
Well, folks, there's no hope for you. Congratulations.
It does. It sucks on both aspects. At least in the lifestyle, nobody judges you when you have sex the first night. I like to say it's part of the interview process. It is very important to me that we have great sexual chemistry. And you have the guys in the vanilla world, you sleep with them the first night. They're like, oh, my God. And I think it's so funny that they still think that because you do it also. But online works great because I'm like, where I'm at, the bars are horrible. Unless I drive half an hour or 45 minutes and you got an Uber. So online's really great.
Is that like a lifestyle focus site or is that like Tinder?
I do
both.
I do a lot of both. Like Facebook just came out with their Facebook dating. And so that's been a little interesting.
Oh, that's fucking terrifying. Did they seriously start a dating site? How did I miss that?
But what's funny? The first two guys I met on there were both lifestyle guys.
What?
No shit. They kicked us off for having swinger in our name. Fuck you, Facebook. Just in case one of you douchebags are listening. So, all right, in porn, there's a old kind of adage in porn that says new dick causes problems. Now that was before Viagra. That was like from back in the day, like before my time because I'm very young. But back in the day,
young stallion here.
Yeah, that's me. And back in the day, they said young dick causes problems. So my question for you is, as a lifestyler who's out there meeting people online, word of mouth events, meet and greets, like Mallory said, do you find that guys often say, I'm so down, I want to do that, and then when the rubber hits the road, they panic, they fuck up, they can't perform? Do you find problems with guys that say they're going to be fine and then they're not, or no?
I don't run into that very often. The last event that we were at, I had no issues with any guy performing, which was great. There was a very young one, and there were two that were more age appropriate.
Cougar.
My friends like to tell me. Yeah, I'm really enjoying that title. I'm really starting to revel in it, and I'm okay with it. And actually, right now, I am wearing my cougar panties and my cougar bra.
Can you purr for our listeners?
Can you also send a pic for proof?
All right.
Cougars don't purr.
Cougars don't purr. They just take their prey and fuck it. All right. So
that's right.
I just cackled.
The lifestyle is not all play, right? The lifestyle actually has a lot of other things to it. It has awkward moments, and sometimes it's kind of funny. So do you have any experiences, sound bites, or anecdotes that you want to share with our listeners? What's the fucking funniest thing that ever happened to you, whether it was during play, before play, after play? Hey, get it? Foreplay? Guys don't talk about that, but girls can. Let's hear about it.
Oh, my gosh. So funniest, I guess, would be the first time that I had slept with another man. This was when I was with my ex, and we couldn't find a room. My ex was with the wife, and I was with the husband, and there was no room to be found, so we ended up finding this corner, and we're having a great time. And I look over, and there's my ex standing there, and I just stopped, and I said, hey, do you want to join? And he's looking at me, and he's like, no, I'm just watching. I was like, okay, can you get me a gin and tonic? I'm really thirsty. And he's like, sure. And he brought it back, and the guy I was with was just like, okay, I can't do this. I've got to go. He got up and left. And I was like, I don't know how to act. I did not know how to act with another guy. I was just like, I totally removed myself from it and just started talking to my husband, and it was so odd, and it was, I don't do that anymore. I don't ask for drinks. I just bring them.
All right. Here's an off the wall one for you, because I've been dying to ask this question for like 87,000 episodes, even though we only have 20 something. If you died and you were reincarnated as a sex toy, what would it be?
Oh, I would come back as the high massager. Do you remember? Did you get to experience that?
we have
Dude,
one.
don't
I bought
even.
one.
I have
Massager?
one, and that was the most intense orgasm I've ever had in my life.
I would have to be that because
Dude.
it gives the ultimate orgasms to women.
And you can find a code on casualswinger.com for your very own high massager and receive a $50 discount. End of ad.
Yeah, no shit. That thing is intense. I was, for lack of a better word, retarded for like 3 hours after my first go around.
I seriously had no idea you were going to say that, but I totally did a shameless plug because I just added their ad to our friends page. But yeah, the high massager's sick.
It's epic. And so if I'm going to die and come back as something, I want to give you an epic orgasm. I mean, I already can.
Oh. Okay, so reason number 346 to fuck Nicole, folks. She wants to give you an epic orgasm.
Isn't that what it's all about? Walking away, smiling, skipping down the hallway. La, la, la.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
sister. Yes.
That's crazy. So let's imagine for a minute that I'm part of a couple.
Huh. Shocker.
Stunner. And I want to
This
approach.
is going to be really hard.
Yeah, I know. And
Okay.
that I will be really hard because I'm approaching you, and I'm approaching you at a club. What's the best way to approach you as a girl in the lifestyle for me and have any chance of success? What do you look for? And is it different approaching you as a single girl than if we approached you together as a couple? Does it change anything? Is it better if Mallory approaches you first? Is it better if I approach you first? What's the best way to approach Nicole and have a chance of scoring the time of my life?
I know Mallory's going to hate this,
No.
but it works better when Mallory approaches me because from the get-go, I don't have to play any games. In the sense, I'm not sitting here figuring out, is she really into this? Is she okay with this? Is this going to cause problems? So if Mallory were to come up to me and just start chatting me up and we start laughing and then you come over, everything works beautifully because I know where everybody stands. Because in the grand scheme of things, women have more power than men do in this lifestyle.
We are perceived as, and in the couple's perspective, we are perceived as the gatekeepers, right?
Correct.
I'm the key master.
I was going to say, if I approach you and go, "Are you the key master?" You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I have an impressive key. Would you like to see it?
I would. Again. And again.
That's my girl right there. All right, so I want you to I think this is your question, Mama. I almost stole one from you.
Yes. Can you tell us about one of the hottest experiences you've ever had? You can protect the guilty. You can change their names, but tell me what's up there for you.
What makes you wet thinking about it?
Masturbatory.
So if he's listening, he'll know it's him. I don't need to say his name. This was my first time at Naughty, and I was unaware that when you go to Naughty, it's mainly a couples event because I went down with World Exotic Travel. And I come out, and there's this guy standing there, and he looks at my name tag, and he smiles, and, we do our introductions and says, I'm definitely going to see you later. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Okay. So later on we're at a bar, and we're dancing, and we start making out, and he says, do you want to go back to my room? Yes, I do. And we walk back to the hotel. We get to his room. We have the most epic time. I could not remember his name at this point. I was just so overwhelmed with
not important.
In it. Yeah, it was not important. And I was overwhelmed with how great the sex was. Yeah, when I do think about that, I do get a little turned on there. And we had such an amazing time. So, I'm going to have to masturbate now.
You're
Thank you guys.
yeah, you're getting all hot and bothered and losing your words there. I love it.
I am. He's pretty awesome. We definitely had another repeat this last trip to Naughty, and I was not disappointed one bit. I was very happy.
People often masturbate to the sound of Mallory's voice, but never mind. So maybe.
Do they really?
Oh, God, yeah. We don't make a show to masturbate to, but you got a sexy voice.
Aw, that's so sweet.
She does. So sexy in person. I think the thing that makes both of you so incredibly sexy is how genuine the two of you are. And you guys are not just great to look at, but you're such beautiful people.
Aw.
You guys are both like the whole package.
I
love it.
you. You hit me in the feels. And when I say feels, I mean my vagina. It's
Right?
tingling.
Oh,
No.
I'm glad.
That's my favorite thing about Nicole. She's a sweetheart and she's fleshlight sized. I can just grab her and jerk off with her. It's awesome.
Oh my God, that
Sometimes.
sounds violent.
I'm sorry. We'll do it gently.
It's okay. We're all right with that.
I was going to say, thank you.
You know, we met
Work
you
that out.
at Hedo. And
Yes.
everybody that listens to Casual Swinger, which we love all you fuckers, by the way, but everybody that listens to Casual Swinger knows that we love hedonism too. We love Harry, who's a good friend of yours too. We love all
yes,
the fucking
love
people
Harry.
down there at Hedo. But I want to know, why do you, as a single woman, travel to a third world country by yourself and go all the way to hedonism? What is it that you love so much to take a risk that a lot of people would skip as a single woman? What is it about Hedo that you love, and why do you feel safe there?
Hedo, I love Hedo. It makes you feel like you're home. You can be who you are. You have nobody judging you. I can walk in there. I get my hug from Michael. My trip doesn't start until I get my hug from Michael. No, I hit the first bar. I get my drink. I'm already naked. I love it. The sun, the people are amazing. The staff is top notch, and everybody makes you feel so safe. Even the other people who are there on vacation. I've never had a moment in hedonism where I felt that I should be worried about my surroundings. I've never, ever come across that feeling. Everybody looks out for each other there. I was there on one trip, and I was leaving the nude pool with a gentleman, and somebody that I had only talked to a couple times came up and said, "Are you okay?" And I looked at him and I said, "Yeah." And he said, "No, are you okay with this?" And I said, "Yes, thank you." There is no reason not to visit hedonism too. I feel so safe there. I've never not felt safe.
Aw.
You're
Yeah.
naked.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very special place for all of us, and I think that may be a hesitation that some singles may have out there, especially of the female variety, right? That have this, concern that, is this going to be right for me if I go on my own, without a group, without a partner, without a friend? Am I going to be successful and safe there? Which kind of brings me around to this question, because you're not just a unicorn. You're not just our friend. You're not just this amazing human out there in the ether. You're also a travel agent for World Exotic Travel. Yes. So I would love for you to tell our listeners, because we do talk to TAs and we have a lot of friends in this community that do that. Tell them about the business, how they can reach you, and what they can expect for you to provide in the wide breadth of trips that World Exotic Travel does offer.
World Exotic Travel. So I can be reached via their site at Nicole at worldexotictravel.com. We have all the contact information on there also. The 1-800 number, which I absolutely love, is 1-833-2-GET-WET. I love that. We
Steady.
do that little
Best
play.
phone number ever.
Yes, Get Wet. We do any of the lifestyle trips. We do the cruises, the Bliss cruise, the Temptation cruise, all the different lifestyle cruises, the Naughty events. I love the Naughty events. For those who haven't attended them, they really need to. Naughty New Orleans is the biggest lifestyle convention in the U.S. It's the best lifestyle convention. 2,500 swingers, I think, last year. We take over the hotels, we take over bars on Bourbon, private parties, epic playrooms. The parties at night are sensational. It's just such a great event. So we do all of that. Any of the resort temptations, desires, hedonism too, which I love to go to hedonism too. So whenever they say, "Hey, Nicole, can you come down?" I'm like, yes, I find a way and I go.
Yeah.
And they want to go back and they want to do it again and again. And like, yes, another happy customer. That's what it's about for me, is sharing this to everybody. I really do honestly think everybody should visit hedonism too, at least once in their life.
Amen.
I agree wholeheartedly. And, you know, something for me, right? So we have actually been putting your contact information in our show notes for the last 3 or 4 episodes ever since we went to Naughty in New Orleans. So if you guys go check out the show notes, you can find an email address for Nicole where you can reach out to her directly at World Exotic Travel, but you can also click on the link to book Naughty, and that will book you through Nicole's link at World Exotic Travel for Naughty in New Orleans, which means she's going to reach out to you and she's going to talk to you. She's going to be nice to you, but she's still my favorite. Nice. So you can't have her. But hey, Nicole, thank you so much for joining us here on Casual Swinger today. And for Singlerarity, we're talking about being a single female in a lifestyle, because you're more than just a single female. You're a travel agent and you're also our friend. So thank you so much for doing that.
And I am so honored that you guys asked me to do this. It was really exciting. I'm happy to share this with you and with your listeners. And I love pushing your podcast to everybody. I keep telling everybody, you have to listen to these two. They're great. It's not just fluff. They have substance behind everything, and it's a must listen to.
We love you too.
And you're nice enough to wear our shirts, and we're bringing you a special one next time we see you.
I can't wait.
So we're pretty excited.
Can't fucking wait.
Hey, Mal, do our listeners a favor. Tell them where to find us, because we got to get the hell out of here. We've been doing this for an hour.
Shit, has it been that long? Okay, just to recap real quick, you have questions and want to travel Mexico, cruises, hedonism, reach out to Nicole at worldexotictravel.com. You can find us for Casual Swinger everywhere except Facebook. Like Mickey said, fuck those guys. That is Twitter, Instagram, SLS, SDC, YouTube, Cassidy, and Double Date Nation. You can also reach out to us, ask us questions, give us kudos, tell me I'm pretty, I'm funny. That's podcast@casualswinger.com. And don't forget Casual Toys. You need something to get you through the long weekend? We got you at casualtoys.com. Oh, yeah.
That's right. Don't forget to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Singlerarity with Nicole from World Exotic Travel. Thanks for listening. You've been listening to Casual Swinger.